Have you ever received that heartbreaking email that says your visa application has been refused? You did everything right, you filled out the form, you paid the right fees, you submitted all your documents, and still you got rejected. If you are, then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to share two real life stories. One, a friend of mine who faced visa denial, and also a story of myself, my own experience, where I faced visa denial. I'm going to walk you through what went wrong and, most importantly, what you might be missing in your visa application. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Maria, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for passing by. In this channel, we talk about everything about visa application, relocation, and life in abroad. So stay tuned to the end of this video. If you're applying for a UK, US, Canada, or even Schengen visa, this video will open your eyes to common but costly mistakes people make every single day when making that application. So stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you how to fix those mistakes before you reapply again. Now, before we move to how to fix those mistakes, let us look at real life stories. What happened to people who face visa rejection? You know, I had a friend in Sierra Leone. His name is Samuel. So Samuel applied for a UK visitor visa to come and attend his cousin's graduation. His cousin was the one that invited him to be part of that graduation. So Samuel was very excited. So he printed out the invitation letter he got from his cousin. He gathered all his bank statements and also his employment letter and every other document that was needed to apply for that visitor visa. But just a few weeks later, he received a refusal email. And what does the email say about the refusal of his application? We are not satisfied that you are a genuine visitor. And Samuel could not believe this because he's got his job, he's got his family, he's got money in his account. Everything is just perfect. But here is the real thing here. According to the visa rejection, it stated that all his documents did not tell a convincing story. Because according to the entry clearance officer, which is known as the ECO, they stated that when they look at his bank account, that is the bank statement that he provided, there was a lot of inconsistent money transaction. And there was a huge amount of money that was just deposited on his bank statement just before he made the application. Despite he submitted his employment letter, but there is no clear proof of leave approval from his workplace. That means they didn't grant him a leave to go to the UK. And thirdly, the invitation letter his cousin sent to him, it doesn't declare like if his cousin is working or work employment or even financial evidence from his cousin who invited him to come and join him to the UK. And this is the reason why his visa was rejected. Now, let me tell you about the second story. That is my story where I got a visa rejected. You know, when I first came to the UK, I left my first child back home. So when I wanted to bring my child here to come and join me to the UK, I also make the same application, but mine is a different visa, which is where you have your family to come and join you to the UK. So that's the visa application I made. I also get rejected. So the reason for denial, according to the UK, they look at my age and then they look at my child age and then they said they couldn't believe it, that is not my child. That is a false application. So these are just one of the reasons that you get rejected on your first visa applications. So let's just walk through what are the things that we are missing out when making that your first application. First, let's start with financial. Just showing money in your bank account statement is not enough at all, because what they are looking at, that money that you put on that your bank account, where is that money coming from? Is it from your employment? Is it consistent? Is that money coming to your account every weekly or every monthly? The reason why they are always asking for 3 months bank statement or 6 months bank statement, because they wanted to see the regular payment that comes into your bank account. If that same payment that you show is coming regularly, monthly or weekly, that is what they wanted to know, that source of income. Where is it coming from? Is it consistent? Is it from your workplace? Or where is that money coming from? So those are the things they are looking for. And also they look at your spending patterns. Like at the end of the month, when they pay you from your workplace, Does the money just immediately disappear in your account? Those are the things they are looking at. How the money comes in and how are you spending that money that comes there? Do you just have a huge amount of money that comes in into your account before you make that application? So those are the things they are looking at, how that source of income is coming from your account. Because if your balance just shoot up, you just have a huge amount of money just before you make your application, that trigger a red flags that will question your application. And another major things that will get you refused or rejected for your first application is they look at your home connection. That is where you're coming from. If you're coming from Africa, let me just give an example. If you're coming from Sierra Leone, what ties do you have in Sierra Leone? Do you have a stable job with a leave letter from your employer who authorized you to travel to UK for that graduation or for whatever reason you're going for, and that you are coming back to your job? Or do you have rental properties? Maybe you are an estate agent renting properties where you have to collect money monthly to your tenants, or you got a lot of properties that you need to maintain and oversee to see that things goes well. Or you've got family responsibilities back home that are solely depending on you, or you've got a business that you are operating, you are the sole lead of that business, that without you, that business will not go on. So those are the guarantees they want to see. They wanted to see something that can actually make you go back home, despite you come to the UK, but there is something that you left back home to go for. Those are the things they wanted to see. The guarantee that if you come here, you're not here to stay. I will just be honest with you. Any UK visas that you are using to apply to come to the UK, the majority of your documents is the most important things. All your documents needs to show that you've got something that you left back home that you are going for. Because what the UK government wants, they don't want you to stay here. They don't want you to come to the UK and stay here. You can come to the UK for any activities as long as you show evidence that you are returning back home. And that evidence has to be a guarantee evidence. I will give you as another example. I invited my mom here before under a visitor visa. So they gave her just 6 months. And the guaranteed our application was not rejected because I showed evidence that she is going back. Because my mom is the lady president of the mosque where they are. So they are solely depending on her. So she's got a lot of responsibilities to look after the mosque, to look after the ladies in the mosque, because she is in charge of all the ladies there. So immediately they saw that letter, they saw all those evidence, they know she's not coming here to stay, that she will go back. So her visa was very smoothly. They granted her entry, and immediately when she came here, after 5 months and 10 days, she decided to return back. So she didn't even stay for completely 6 months. So those are the things you need to show a guarantee that you are returning back home, because beside that, you will always fall into your visa being refused. So now let me show you what Samuel did next. So Samuel appealed for the visa refusal. And what did Samuel did? He gathered the same documents that he submitted before on his first application. Nothing changes. The only thing is there is a letter that shows where the money comes from. You know, the huge amount of money that just came into his account before he made his application. And with a letter from his employer that authorized him for the visit for a short period of time. But even as that, with the same document that he submitted that got him rejected, he still submitted the same document with just a letter confirmation from his employer and as well as a confirmation of where the money comes from. Do you know what? He still got refused again, and this time around, he can't appeal anymore. Refusal with no appeal. With the reason being is that is a false application, that if he comes, he's not going to go back. Where he got the money is not from his workplace, according to his letter. So that is the guarantee of the refusal, that he is not a genuine person. So that is the end of Samuel for coming to the UK. But with my own story, they refused my child to enter here because they said they didn't believe that he's my child. So the next, I appeal as well. So when I make my appeal, this time around, I didn't submit the same document I submitted before. So I look at the points of the refusal and work on those points. When they said they couldn't believe me to be the mother of the child, so the first thing I did a DNA test. So I was here, my child was here in Sierra Leone. So I did a DNA test here. The DNA test came out to be 99.9%. And also I've got an affidavit letter from the birth center where I had my child. So they made the letter to say that, yes, I was the mother of that child, that I delivered this child in this hospital, and stamped by the hospital. So those are the two guarantees I have. That is a letter from the birth center where I had a child and the DNA test. So those are the new submission now I made with new bank statements that shows all my financial entries and as well as my expenditures. Immediately I submitted the application, I was granted visa entry for my child. So he came to join me. Up to today, he's here with me. So what am I saying here? When you're making those applications, any visa application that you're making, make sure that you check your bank statements, you check your pay slips, you check how much money that comes in your bank statement. Everything needs to be matching. Money that comes from your workplace needs to be consistently. And also your expenditures should not be more than what you earn. Those are the things they're looking at. Inconsistencies. How much money comes to your account and how much are you spending? Is this consistent? Those are the things they are looking at. That is when it comes to your bank statement or your payslip. And when you're traveling, if you are on unemployment, make sure you receive a letter from your employer for them to authorize you for that travel, because they want to see that evidence that you are going back to your work and also you have a job waiting for you back home. So those are the things they are looking at. Also, when you're making your application, whatever visa you're applying for, make sure that you show a clear purpose of your travel. What sort of travel are you traveling to the UK? Are you here to visit family? Are you here as a tourism? Or what sort of travel are you traveling to the UK? You need to show a clear purpose of your traveling. And even when you show the purpose of that travel, you need to show them why that trip really matters to you. Let me say, for example, if you're here for a tourism purpose, are you here to see a particular place that you need to see because of something reason? Let me say, for example, maybe you are a researcher. You wanted to come to the UK, maybe for a particular place that you want to take picture for because of your research. Those are the things they wanted to see. Or if you're here to visit family, why are you visiting them? Is it because of a celebration? Are they getting married? Or is it to do with a graduation or any event that is happening to that your family? If that's the reason why you're visiting and you are showing proof that you are going back. So you need to show your purpose of traveling and why does that travel really matters to you. You need to show those proof, because any mistakes that shows that you are not coming back, they will deny you. They will deny that visa. That one for sure. As long as you don't show evidence why you are coming here, why does it matters to you, and why you have to go back home. As long as you don't show those evidence, they will always refuse you visa entry. And when it comes to if somebody is inviting you, like in the case of Samuel, the cousin didn't help him much. If somebody is inviting you to come and join them to the UK or US or wherever you are, they need to also help you. They need to back you up by putting their bank statement or their employment status. If they can't back you and your document is not guaranteed enough, you will get a visa rejection. So now let's look at the solution point here. How do we fix these mistakes if you got refused, and how to reapply again? The first thing you need to look at is look at your refusal letter carefully, because that is the roadmap that tells you what went wrong, and addressed every single point that was raised on that refusal letter before you reapply again. And this time around, make sure that you submit more stronger documents. I will say totally avoid the first submission. You need to bring something more stronger, like any document that will explain clearly, step by step, of all the points that was raised by your refusal. You need to give a guarantee, a clear explanation why they should give you that visa entry. And this time around, take your time, don't rush it. Make sure you go through that refusal letter. That is your main purpose. That is what you're looking for. It's not for you to submit any other new document. Is about you to look at all the refusal reasons that stated on that your refusal letters. So those are the points you need to work on. Every single point you need to declare that. You need to have an explanation of why they should give you a visa back. So I will advise you in this stage, if you got a visa refusal, I will advise you this time around, if you were the one that make the application by yourself, this time around, I will advise you, encourage you to have a professional, somebody that will go through your application as well as go through the rejected letter, looking at the point, what to submit and what to declare yourself at that time. I will advise you seek for a professional person that will help you go through them before you can reapply again, because you don't want to get a second refusal like what Samuel had at the moment. When you get a refusal on your first application, it doesn't mean that you are not good enough. It just means that your story is not clear enough. Because remember, every document that you submitted for your application, those documents should tell a story. Any submission should tell a story that you are genuine, prepared, and as well as trustworthy. So now let me ask you a question. Have you been refused a visa entry at your first application before? And what reason did they give you? Please share it on the comment section below, because your story might help somebody else. And if you find this content very helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also, please don't forget to subscribe, turn the notification button on so that you won't miss out on my next upload. Until then, stay informed, stay prepared, and keep your relocation dreams alive.